Creflo Dollar has stopped seeking donations for a luxury private jet. Last week, a video on the ministry's website asked people to help the ministry.
Dollars appeal for a private jet may take the cake.
We are believing for 200,000 people to give contributions of $300.
Choked and he beat her. He's saying that it was just a family incident that escalated, got out of hand.
As a world-renowned televangelist and founder of the famous Christian World Changers Church International, Pastor Creflo Dollar is known for his teachings on the prosperity gospel and his extravagant lifestyle. However, recently, devastating news emerged regarding Pastor Dollar. For years, Dollar has been a prominent figure in the Christian world, especially for his influence on the prosperity gospel movement, a belief system that teaches faith, positive confession, and generous donations to religious causes can lead to material wealth and spiritual blessings. Yet behind the curtain of this widespread ministry are a series of scandals, from Dollar's lavish spending habits to a shocking domestic dispute, casting shadows on his public image. To better understand the controversy, it's important to explore his early life and marriage. As the founder and senior pastor of World Changers Church International, Dollar's leadership and charismatic preaching made him a key voice in modern Christian teaching. Born on January 28, 1962, in Georgia, he is not only an American pastor but a globally recognized televangelist. His ministry has expanded worldwide with offices in regions like Asia-Pacific, India, Canada, South Africa, and the UK. Dollar is a best-selling author and a well-known Bible teacher, with his teachings reaching more than 2.7 billion homes weekly via books, CDs, DVDs, and his award-winning television show, Changing Your World. Though today he leads a global ministry, Creflo Dollar's journey began with modest roots. Raised in a religious environment, he didn't fully commit to his faith until a personal experience with God following a career-ending football injury. Before that, he had dreams of becoming a professional football player. After graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Education from West Georgia College in 1984, he worked as an educational therapist. Around this time, he met Taffy, who would become his wife and ministry partner. Together they have 5 children and built a strong family foundation. During his recovery, he began leading Bible study sessions, which later evolved into the World Changers Bible Study Group. By 1986, he committed to full-time ministry and founded World Changers Ministries with just 8 members, holding the first service in a school cafeteria in College Park, Georgia. Dollar's dynamic preaching and growing popularity quickly expanded the ministry, which he renamed World Changers Church International. By the early 1990s, the church was holding 4 Sunday services and had relocated to a dedicated chapel. On December 24, 1995, the church moved into the 8,500-seat World Dome, a $20 million facility built without bank financing. By 2007, WCCI reported 30,000 members and $70 million in revenue, not counting the vast audience reached through TV and radio broadcasts. In 2012, Dollar expanded further, leasing the historic Lowe's Paradise Theater in the Bronx for a new church location, extending his influence into New York City and beyond. However, with Dollar's success and embrace of prosperity theology came intense scrutiny and financial controversy. The core issue lies in how Dollar funds his wealth, from donations, book sales, televangelism, speaking engagements, and even real estate investments. His prosperity gospel teachings encourage followers to donate more in order to receive blessings in return, a doctrine that has sparked major debate. Dollar often charges between $50,000 and $100,000 per appearance, sharing his message of faith, wealth, and success while selling tickets and merchandise at these events. His television show draws international viewers and partners, bringing in global donations and revenue. Additionally, his magazine Change has over 100,000 subscribers, and his books, such as 8 Steps to Create the Life You Want and Winning in Troubled Times, are widely sold. One of the most publicized financial controversies came in 2015 when Dollar launched a fundraising campaign to buy a Gulfstream G650, a luxury jet valued at $65 million. He claimed the jet was necessary for international ministry travel, as the existing aircraft was outdated and facing mechanical issues. The campaign triggered massive backlash. Critics questioned the ethics of asking churchgoers, many of whom are not wealthy, for donations to fund such a lavish purchase. The outrage extended to the media and religious circles, with many accusing Dollar of misusing church funds for personal luxury. Although the fundraising page was eventually removed from his website, Dollar remained defiant, insisting the jet was essential for fulfilling his calling. He claimed that critics simply did not understand his mission and that the backlash was a test of faith. While Dollar ultimately did not receive the G650 through public donations, he was later able to acquire a private jet through his ministry. Still, the controversy left lasting damage, raising concerns about transparency and ethical stewardship. One persistent issue is his refusal to disclose his salary, further fueling suspicion and criticism. For many, the combination of opulence, secrecy, and a doctrine promising wealth through faith is deeply troubling. Creflo Dollar has long faced criticism over his lack of financial transparency, especially regarding how he uses ministry funds. Many have questioned the source of his immense wealth, as he has repeatedly refused to disclose any financial information. In fact, Creflo Dollar Ministries received an F for financial transparency from Ministry Watch. But this is only the beginning of the controversies surrounding him. In 2007, Dollar became the subject of a federal investigation led by Senator Chuck Grassley, a member of the Senate Finance Committee. This probe targeted 6 high-profile televangelists, including Kenneth Copeland, Joyce Meyer, Benny Hinn, Eddie L. Long, Paula White, and Dollar himself. The investigation aimed to determine whether these pastors were personally profiting from donations made to their ministries. When Senator Grassley asked for Dollar's financial records, Dollar resisted, claiming that the Senate Finance Committee had no authority to investigate religious organizations and that only the IRS had such jurisdiction. Eventually, the investigation was closed in 2011 without charges, largely because Dollar did not cooperate. Still, questions lingered. With his continued success and ever-growing fortune, it's not surprising that millions of believers across the globe follow his teachings, especially his unwavering promotion of the prosperity gospel. Creflo Dollar is widely recognized as one of the leading figures of the prosperity gospel, a controversial theological belief that teaches God rewards faithful Christians with wealth and health. As one of the richest pastors in America, Dollar is seen by many as living proof of this teaching. Alongside other prosperity preachers like Joel Osteen and T.D. Jakes, he preaches that faith, positive declarations, and generous donations to the church will unlock divine blessings. Through his ministry, World Changers Church International, WCCI, and his TV show Changing Your World, Dollar has reached millions with messages centered on financial success and divine favor. The prosperity gospel, sometimes referred to as word of faith theology, promotes the idea that God desires his followers to enjoy material wealth, physical health, and emotional well-being. According to this doctrine, blessings can be accessed by positive thinking, vocal declarations of faith, and giving money to ministries. In Dollar's sermons and books, faith is often portrayed as a kind of spiritual currency, where generous giving demonstrates trust in God and opens the door to material rewards. He often quotes scriptures about abundance and blessings, interpreting them as proof that material prosperity is the rightful reward for faithful Christians. Dollar emphasizes practices like tithing and donating to the church as expressions of belief in God's provision. He teaches that giving is a form of sowing, and that believers will eventually reap the rewards in the form of blessings and wealth. According to him, poverty, illness, and financial lack are not part of God's plan, and he often frames these as consequences of disobedience or a lack of faith. In contrast to traditional Christian teachings that promote humility and frugality, Dollar encourages a mindset of abundance and views wealth as a sign of divine approval. However, not everyone agrees with this message. Many Christians, including pastors, theologians, and members of Dollar's own audience, criticize the prosperity gospel. They argue that it shifts the focus of Christianity from spiritual growth and ethical living to material gain. Critics claim it distorts biblical teachings, taking scripture out of context to support a lifestyle of wealth and excess. They are especially concerned that Dollar and other prosperity gospel preachers make their congregants pay to receive the Word of God while enriching themselves in the process. More troubling to critics is the transactional nature of the prosperity gospel. It implies that blessings from God can be bought through donations, undermining the Christian concept of grace. This has ethical implications, especially for followers who are financially vulnerable. Many donate from their limited resources, believing they will receive financial miracles in return. When those blessings don't come, they are left disillusioned and, in some cases, in worse financial condition than before. Critics argue this system exploits believers while disproportionately enriching leaders like Dollar. Despite these criticisms, Creflo Dollar's teachings continue to resonate with many people, particularly those facing financial hardship. His message offers hope, and his wealth reinforces his image as someone who has been blessed by God. But his extravagant lifestyle has not gone unnoticed. He owns multiple luxury homes, including a multi-million-dollar mansion in Atlanta, a $2.5 million property in Demarest, New Jersey, and he formerly owned a Manhattan residence overlooking Central Park, which he sold in 2012 for $3.75 million. Perhaps most controversially, Dollar once requested $65 million from his congregation to purchase a private jet, arguing that commercial airlines don't meet his ministry schedule. He also owns 2 Rolls-Royces, one reportedly gifted by a congregation member, and a private jet. These displays of wealth raise serious questions about the source of his fortune and the legitimacy of his teachings. Even during the messy divorce between boxer Evander Holyfield and his second wife, Dollar refused to hand over documents that would reveal his income. He used legal maneuvers to avoid financial transparency and was even held in contempt of court, risking prison time. Today, Dollar lives on a 50-acre estate and has built a reputation not just as a pastor, but as a celebrity millionaire. For many, this lifestyle contradicts the core values of Christianity. While his prosperity gospel message continues to attract a global following, critics maintain that it strays far from the original teachings of Jesus, replacing humility and compassion with a focus on material success and personal wealth. One of the most extravagant things Creflo Dollar owns is the Gulfstream G650, a $65 million private jet. Many believe the cost was covered by 200,000 of his loyal followers, each contributing $300 after he launched a public fundraising campaign when his old plane suffered safety issues and was involved in an accident. While some sympathized with his need to travel the world to preach the gospel, critics questioned why he chose one of the most luxurious jets available. The G650 comes with onboard televisions, conference rooms, a kitchen, a private bedroom and bathroom, and advanced connectivity features like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Dollar also owns an immense estate known as the Fett Country Home, a 182.5-acre compound surrounded by a high metal and stone fence, complete with a large pool and fountain, just 21 minutes from Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Another symbol of his lavish lifestyle is the Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead Coupe, valued at around $462,500. It features a 6.75-liter V12 engine, impressive fuel economy, and a top speed of 155 miles per hour, making it a coveted luxury vehicle. Dollar also owns Arrow Records, a record label that produces digital sermons and gospel music, including songs featuring Dollar himself and other well-known gospel artists. One of his most opulent properties is his Atlanta mansion, a 17,000-square-foot estate sitting on 182.5 acres. The mansion includes 3 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms, an elevator, a swimming pool, and a grand backyard fountain. This home is estimated to be worth $3.4 million. He also previously owned a New Jersey apartment in the Time Warner Center, which he sold in 2012 for $3.75 million. Located on the 67th floor, the apartment boasted stunning views and came with a Rolls-Royce and exclusive parking. Before acquiring the G650, Dollar owned an older Gulfstream jet worth $37 million, which had multiple issues, prompting the need for an upgrade. Another major property in his portfolio is the World Dome in Atlanta, a $20 million church building that can hold up to 8,500 people. According to Dollar, the church was built without any bank loans and includes numerous administrative buildings and parking spaces. However, controversy has followed Dollar, especially regarding his teachings on tithing. For decades, he preached that Christians were biblically mandated to give 10% of their income to the church, promising financial blessings in return. His ministry, World Changers Church International, strongly emphasized this teaching, framing it as a divine law. But in 2022, Dollar shocked his followers by publicly retracting his previous messages, urging them to throw away any of his past books and sermons on the subject. He admitted that his teachings were based on Old Testament law rather than the New Testament's focus on grace. Dollar now advocates for giving based on generosity rather than obligation, encouraging his followers to give freely without expecting returns. While some praised his honesty and saw it as a move toward a more sincere form of faith, others criticized him for profiting immensely from the prosperity gospel before changing his stance. Dollar's public image also took a hit in 2012 when he was arrested following a domestic dispute with his 15-year-old daughter at his Fayette County, Georgia home. He was charged with simple battery and cruelty to children after allegedly throwing her to the ground, choking her, and hitting her with a shoe during an argument over attending a party. Dollar denied the allegations, stating he only tried to restrain her after she struck him. He admitted to wrestling her to the ground and spanking her, claiming it was an effort to maintain control. The incident generated massive media attention due to his public status, and Dollar later addressed his congregation, asserting his love for his family and denying any intent to harm. Despite the backlash, many supporters stood by him, emphasizing forgiveness. The charges were ultimately dropped after Dollar completed a court-mandated anger management program. Creflo Dollar remains one of the most controversial and discussed figures in the prosperity gospel movement. His lavish lifestyle, once justified through his preaching, is now viewed through a different lens following his dramatic shift on tithing and his personal controversies. What do you think about Creflo Dollar and his spending habits? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.